fifth grade. This video is for April 17th. Happy Friday. Thanks for working so hard this week. We know it's an unusual situation, but you're doing a great job. So just keep at it. I have a verse that I wanted to share with you from Colossians. It's Colossians 3:23. It says, whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men. So we just want to encourage you to keep working hard and doing your best as unto the Lord. And just a reminder, if there are assignments that you haven't finished yet in Google Classroom, we would like to encourage you to get busy and get those finished as soon as possible. There are a few of you that still haven't taken the Chapter 11 grammar test, and we need you to do that quickly. And we're going to be giving you progress reports next week, and so we want to be able to include all of these tests and quiz grades in with your other grades. So please go ahead and check and make sure that you're up to date on any tests or quizzes that have been assigned. All right, so yesterday I made the Lost Dog poster for you to look at and see if you could identify adjectives and adverbs. So I hope you were able to find some. And if you take a look, you see the adjectives small, brown, and white all describe the dog. And yesterday tells when he was lost, that's an adverb. And happy and playful describe the dog. And outside is an adverb telling where as well. So hope you were able to find some of those and maybe even some that I missed. So let's take a look again at adjectives and adverbs just to review. So remember, adjectives describe nouns. A noun is a person, place, or thing. And adjectives tell what kind or how many. And then adverbs, remember, describe verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs. They work harder. They have more jobs to do. And they tell us how, when, or where. So today I have a fun little assignment for you before we get started with the rest of the lesson. I have chosen some pictures out of some magazines, and I would like you to write adjectives and adverbs to describe the pictures. So what you're going to need is a piece of paper. It can be regular notebook paper or any kind of paper. And to make it easy for you, I think the best thing to do is to fold your paper in half and then put the heading adjective on one half and adverbs on the other half. And there are going to be 6 different pictures. So I labeled it picture number 1, and then I put 1, 2, 3 under adjective, 1, 2, 3 under adverb, and then I did the same for pictures 2, 3, 4, 5, and then picture 6 is on the back. So I'm going to show you those pictures and explain what I want you to do. Okay, so here we go. This is what your answer sheet should look like. Please put your name, number, grammar, and the date at the top, and then have adjectives labeled on one side and adverbs on the other. And then you can put picture number 1 through 6, and then 1, 2, and 3 below each of those. All right, so here we go. I'm going to show you the first picture, and you can stop this as we go along so that you can take time to write these. I'm going to go faster than you'll be able to write them, so just stop the video and take as much time as you need. Okay, here is picture number 1. All right, so I've written under adjectives blank strawberries. So I want you to think of 3 adjectives that can describe those strawberries. So remember the adjective questions: what kind, how many. So what kind of strawberries are there? Are those? How many strawberries are there? And then for the adverb, I chose the verb picked. So you can think, I picked the strawberries blank. I picked them, how? How did you pick them? When did you pick them? Where did you pick them? Okay? All right, let's go on to picture number 2. I like this one. I think you will too. We've got, oh, look at that. I can't say any words because I'll give you some ideas if I say any. So I want you to look at the dog and come up with 3 adjectives to describe the dog. Remember what kind, how many, and then I chose the verbs rested or played. So you could say the dog rested blank or the dog played blank. Okay, so tell how, when, or where. All right, moving on to picture 3. So cute. Oh, I can't say that. This is a nice picture. All right, got a dad and a daughter here. So you can use adjectives to either describe the girl or the dad, whichever you would like to do. So what kind of girl is she? What kind of dad is he? And then I chose the verbs smiling or laughing. So the girl is smiling blank or the dad is laughing blank. Okay, so give me 3 adverbs that could fit with those verbs. All right, that was picture 3. Moving on to picture number 4. Got another one involving food. Hopefully I'm not making you too hungry. All right, now I need 3 adjectives to describe corn. What kind of corn is that? How many? And then 3 adverbs that could describe eating. The man is eating blank. What kind of adverbs could you use to describe eating? That was picture number 4. Okay, here's picture number 5. Okay, we've got a car. So I need 3 adjectives to describe the car. And then I chose the verb driving. So you could say the man was driving blank, or the woman was driving blank. How were they driving, or when, or where? Okay, that was picture 5. And then here's our last picture. This is picture number 6. And so I chose the nouns house or bicycle for you to describe. So you can write about just the house or just the bicycle, or you can write, one about the house, 2 about the bicycle, whatever you want to do, it's fine. So keep in mind what kind, how many, how would you describe the house, or how would you describe the bicycle? And then the verb is writing. So you can think about, I was writing blank. How would you have been writing, or when, or where? All right, so that's our fun project for today. Now we're going to move on and check your workbook page from yesterday. So let's take a look at workbook page 238. You did this on your own. So I'm going to go over the answers and you can check your work. So number 1, completely is an adverb. It's describing the verb destroyed. So I went ahead and marked the words if they were a verb or a noun. They didn't ask you to do that, but if it helps you, you can do that. Number 2, Japanese is an adjective describing the noun coast, and 100 is an adjective describing the noun feet. And I forgot to write ADJ above 100. Okay, number 3, very is an adverb describing common, and common is an adjective describing area. Area is a noun. What kind of area? It's a common area. How common? Very common. So remember, adverbs can describe adjectives, and then adjectives describe nouns. And then active is an adjective describing volcanoes. What kind of volcanoes? Active volcanoes. Okay, number 4, Active, again, is an adjective, and it's describing area, which is a noun. And then west is an adjective describing coast, which is also a noun. And then east is an adjective describing coast. All right, number 5, coastal is an adjective describing waters. What kind of waters? Coastal waters. And then quickly is an adverb describing rise. How do they rise? They rise quickly. Or how does it rise? It rises quickly. Okay, number 6, extremely is an adverb describing the adjective strong, and strong is an adjective describing floodwaters. What kind of floodwaters? Strong floodwaters. How strong? Extremely strong. And then easily is an adverb describing the verb lift. How can they be lifted? Or how can they lift? They can lift easily. All right, let's take a look at the diagramming. Again, I went ahead and did some arrows to help show what the words are describing. So you needed to label the sentence. So the subject for number 7 is man. Who or what is the sentence about? It's about a man. What did the man do? The man watched. That's the verb. Man watched. And since it's an action verb, we have to look for a direct object. Man watched what? Man watched see. So see is the direct object. Then we look for any adjectives or adverbs. Anything describing the man. That man, that's a demonstrative adjective. And Chinese man. What kind of man? That man. Or excuse me, Chinese man. All right, and then for watched, the verb, we need to look for an adverb. How did he watch? He watched cautiously. And then for see, we have the article the, describing see. So man gets diagrammed on the left of the vertical line, watched, the verb is on the right, and then see goes behind the short line for the direct object. And then that and Chinese describe man, so they get diagrammed below the word man. And then cautiously describes watched, so that gets diagrammed below the verb watched. And the describes the noun see, the direct object. All right, number 8, powerful tsunamis are very dangerous. So the subject of the sentence is tsunamis, label that with an S. And the verb is are, it's a linking verb, label that LV. And then what we look for a predicate adjective that follows a linking verb that is describing the subject, and that is dangerous. What kind of tsunamis? Dangerous tsunamis. Okay, so then we look to see if we have any adjectives describing the subject. Powerful tells what kind of tsunamis. And then very describes dangerous. It's an adverb describing another, or describing an adjective. So tsunamis goes on the left of the vertical line, are goes on the right, and dangerous goes after the slanted line. Tsunamis are dangerous. And then powerful describes tsunamis. It gets diagrammed below that word. And then very describes dangerous. So it gets diagrammed below that word. And then apply and write. You had to write a sentence about the ocean using one adjective and one adverb. So just as a sample, I wrote, the foamy waves crashed loudly on the shore. So waves is a noun, and the adjective foamy describes waves, and then crashed is a verb, and the adverb loudly describes crashed. All right. So for today, you're going to do some more work with adjectives and adverbs. We have our worksheet. So you need to write ADJ for adjective or ADV for adverb above each underlined word, and then draw an arrow to the word or words it describes. Do not include articles. So remember, the articles are a, and the. They don't want you to worry about those. Just look at the underlined words and draw an arrow to what they are describing, and then label them ADJ if it's an adjective or ADV if it's an adverb. And then 9 through 12, they want you to label the sentence pattern, SV for subject verb, SVDO for subject verb direct object, or SLVPA for subject linking verb predicate adjective. And then they want you to diagram the main words, so like the subject and the verb and any direct objects or predicate adjectives, and then diagram any adjectives and adverbs. Okay, all right, we will check this on Monday. You have a wonderful weekend.